What is up, y'all? You know what's going down. Your boy is on his grind one more time with another small project here going down. And I've actually been wanting to do this upgrade for some time, or at least I've thought about it. But Sprayway, man, shout out to Sprayway, man, for motivating me to do this. I seen this slight upgrade a long time ago from 78 Chevy Boy as well, who Sprayway also mentioned in his video. But Sprayway's video on this particular upgrade is awesome, man. He basically broke everything down, basically dummied it down for all of us to kind of do on our Box Chevys. I'm taking a little bit different approach. I might be able to do some things where I don't have to do maybe too much work, but we shall see. So this is from B&R Auto Wrecking. I actually have ordered a couple parts from these guys before. I think they're mainly West Coast, but they basically have, it's a salvage yard, but they pull the parts for you and they will mail them to you as well. This is if you guys haven't seen Sprayway's video, Sprayway Customs, this is a third brake light from an 01 to 03 Oldsmobile Aurora. You flip it over and then there you go. You got your light, your whole light assembly. So it's one long light, then you have your snap ends and then your little wiring pigtail. So on Sprayway's video, he actually cut it, I believe, right here, because he was installing it on like a 89 Box Chevy, I believe. And on the 89 Box Chevy, they have the squared off part of the roof that goes down to the glass. Well, on mine, being a 78 AeroCoupe, I don't have that. So I have just a slight gradual decrease on an angle with this slanted glass. So what I was kind of thinking is maybe I wouldn't have to cut that. I could basically kind of temporarily install it to see what it would look like, and because this part would be exposed from the glass, and it would probably hang somewhere like, like down here, something like that. I didn't know how that would look. I didn't know if it would look, kind of weird or dumb or whatnot. I don't know. I would like to just kind of set it up in there and just kind of see what it would look like. So it might not look bad. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to set it up there and kind of just see what it looks like. I'm hoping it would be a pretty straightforward install. I would just have to figure out how to mount it up to my roof, basically. All right, y'all. I got it temporarily hanging up there on inside my car, and that's kind of what it looks like right there. So on the Aurora, I don't know why it hung down like that. I haven't seen an Aurora up close or really inspected it as far as where the third brake light sits, but I think the Aurora had like maybe a tent over here, so you couldn't really see this hanging down. Let me turn the light off maybe. But I'm not really sure. All the pictures that I've seen online, or if I went to like salvage yard sites and see if they had an Aurora, that's kind of what I saw from the pictures, but they weren't really great. This is about how it would sit if I left this piece on, which I think I might, because it actually fits kind of perfect to this window. I've only ever seen them on your normal LS Box Chevys, 89 to 90 style. On this Aerocoupe, it actually kind of fits pretty dang good. It has a little slight curvature right here, but that might work to my benefit because the window is also kind of curved. I might leave it like that and without butchering it up and cutting it up, because either way it's gonna have to hang a little bit further back, and either if I cut it off here, then it's gonna show here. If I don't, then it just kind of just stays like it is. My thought, and this is my thought, and let me know if you guys think this might be okay, is I always wanted to put like a YouTube logo and Instagram logo for advertising, but I'm really not huge on stickers on my own cars. That's just kind of how I've always been. But I thought that maybe I could put it right here, just like a big like Instagram, YouTube, and then my screen name. That way it's not like directly on the car, but I still get some advertising from it. Especially on this car, man. This car is making, or pretty much has made, a name for its own. Every time I drive somewhere and you know, people hear it and they see it, they either have different stories to tell, but you know, when they hear it, they're like, man, what do you have in this car? So it always gets some type of attention, and especially on YouTube and Instagram. So I've always wanted to put something just to kind of, you know, keep putting my brand, my name out there. So I thought maybe it'd be good to kind of do that right there, right below the light. So, you know, it could have a benefit to it, and I don't really think that it looks, you know, that bad if you guys want to check it out. So you guys let me know what you guys really think. Should I leave it or maybe cut it? All right, y'all, that's what she looks like turned on, man. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that, y'all. Man, I think that might be a good look, just the way it sits. Here, let's take a look back here. So yeah, I've been hard at it on this thing, trying to get this thing to basically fit inside there, and a little bit more work than I thought. See, I spoke too soon. Thought I was gonna have to be doing less work, but that was not the case. However, it wasn't hard work. I wanted to try to see if I can get this part to sit up flush against the window and still being able to maybe maintain this and not cut it off. And these little ridges here basically weren't allowing that to happen. So what I did is, let me get this trim piece real quick. So this is the trim piece that basically sits between the window and the headliner. And what I wanted to do is have, so let's just say this is installed in the car. What I wanted to do was have this here sit up against this right here, and then this sitting flush against the window. So basically, let's just say this is my hand as the window and sit like this. But these ridges weren't allowing this whole light assembly to basically sit up flush and high enough. So instead it was sitting like up here like this, and it wasn't allowing this whole light assembly to sit up high. So basically I just cut all, or grounded down all this right here and took that out, and now this trim piece sits just perfect. So I think when I actually get it installed in the car, it's gonna basically sit up a lot more flush and look really, really good up there. And then I have the other side over here, and then there's a center piece that's still in the car, but basically this screws, the screw holds on that centerpiece and basically connects the two trim pieces together. I'm hoping that this single screw will hold up the whole assembly, because this is not heavy at all. And I think if I can get it up there tight enough where it really seals against the window and the headliner, that screw there would be the only screw that I need to hold everything up. So we'll see. If not, I'll attack it later, but I think I'll be good, because I also don't think it's gonna move or shift side to side, because it's gonna be these it's gonna be sitting right up against these trim pieces in the window, so I don't think it's gonna move at all. But we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get it installed and see what it looks like. All right, y'all, so I got it installed, and it is sitting way, way better in there. And I actually have it installed where I have it screwed in. And so I don't know if I'm gonna add another screw to it. It's just being held by one screw, and that's the screw that holds on a piece of my trim, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But I think it looks really, really good like that. I almost think it kind of looks almost factory. It's kind of crazy. But it sits a lot more flush. There is just slight minimal gaps in between, but I'm gonna fill that in with this right here. So this is a sponge window seal. There's two different kinds, and I usually get this at Lowe's. I've been using this stuff a really long time. Let me take you inside here. I gotta crawl in, but this is what it's looking like in here, if you guys can kind of see. Shoot, let me get a light. All right, y'all, this is probably about the best that I'm gonna be able to do. I think the glare from the outside is making it kind of tough, but I got a flashlight. But if you can see, there's barely any gap in between. and I think I cut it just perfect. If I go to kind of shake it a little bit, I don't really think it's gonna really move that much. And what I'll probably do too is I'll probably put some of that foam backing in between here and here, so that way it kind of limits the amount of movement that it has. But I think with the one screw here, I have one screw here, and that's to hold this piece of trim up between the window and the headliner. Helps hold the headliner up along with some clips and trim. And then there's a centerpiece that goes right there, and it kind of helps holding up the rest of the trim. I think that'll be good, y'all. Just that one thing, and I didn't think that I'd be able to get by with just one screw, but I think with that up there and me being able to fill the gaps with that foam, I think we set, y'all. All right, y'all, so I turned off the light this time so it could kind of give you a look at what it looks like with the light off. But I actually don't think that looks bad just sitting there like that. And I think with my idea of putting, you know, a little bit of advertisement, you know, just YouTube and Instagram logo and then my name, shoot, man, I think we good. And right here, that little gap right there, you can see there's already some type of foam insulation there. You guys can kind of see it there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of that foam backing, and I'm just gonna fill in the gap in between there so you don't see those LEDs there. And then I think we're gonna be set, man. I think that is looking pretty damn good. Here, let me see if I can go on the other side. Yeah, I don't think that looks bad at all. And then when I wrap it and everything, I think we good. All right, so I'm back. I got the old material off here, the side that you would see from inside the car, and you can see it just has that old foam backing that just deteriorated over time, held on by some you know, some headliner adhesive, I would assume. And then I got all the staples out that was around there, and that glue is still on there. So I'm not gonna get every little bit off, but I wanted to get as much off as I can. A good little trick, if you guys did not know, if you use red Scotch-Brite pad and just scuff it, it'll actually help take off a lot of that stuff. So what I did is I used like this plastic scraper, and I scraped as much off as I could, and then this Scotch-Brite pad will help get off the rest and kind of make it as smooth as it can be without, you know, taking off all the glue. It'd probably take a while to take off all the glue, so the Scotch-Brite pad helps to kind of take off as much as I can and then make it smooth, and then you can lay your adhesive down and then lay your material down. You should be good to go. So same process that I used on my headliner on the Caprice before, and I forgot where I learned this trick from, but it actually works really, really well. And now next steps would probably be just to get the material on and then get it ready to put up in there, and then I have to find out how I'm going to wire it all in and where I'm going to be able to access it through the trunk and all that. So that'll be my next few steps here. All right, so I'm out here painting this, and it's actually coming out pretty dang good. Letting it kind of sit here in the sun. I did 3 really light coats. My third one was a little bit heavier one. What I'll probably do is do one more. What I'm using, since it's plastic, I'm using this stuff right here. This stuff is awesome, y'all. I used it for my Chevy restoration, painting some interior pieces there, and this OEM matched trim black, so it's specifically for trim pieces, and it's great, y'all. As long as you're patient with it and you do your light coats and stay, you know, at least, you know, 8 to 12 inches away, it actually just lays on really good. So I'm happy with it. So I just cleaned it up and then wiped it down with alcohol and painted that piece there. So again, this will be the piece that'll just show through the window, so I'm trying to just get it to look pretty good. So